I think if we put a statue of Louis Farrakhan right here, white people would feel the same way. It's not so much the statue, it's what the statue represents. If I just put, instead of Rizzo, if that just said KKK right there, everyone would be outraged. But because Rizzo only represents that to a certain few, a minority, it's not as big a deal. I think whether they move it or not, I think it needs to spark, the conversation is more important.
I think it should stay. Not that I'm the hugest fan of Frank Rizzo. I think there's a lot of things he did that weren't right, but he was a historical figure of Philadelphia. I mean, he was, not only was he a two-time mayor, he was a long-time police commissioner. And, nobody's all good and nobody's all bad. So there's a lot of good things that Frank Rizzo did, but he was an icon of Philadelphia. And therefore, to memorialize history properly, I think a statue of him is appropriate.
I think it should be taken down, thrown in the trash. He was a symbol for discriminating against people with different cultures. I don't really hear nothing good about Rizzo. This is a city full of people with a melting pot of culture. We supposed to have symbols of love. I like the Rocky statue.
The statue could basically stay where it is. If they wanted to move it to South Philly, because he was definitely partial to South Philly, that wouldn't be no problem either. But he was hard but fair.
You know, just because people feel that he may have been biased in his opinions about things, don't take away from what he has done, what he's accomplished. And when you talk about taking his statue down, that's what you're talking about, taking away all of his accomplishments.
Rizzo has a history in this city of being a racist, of being like discriminatory towards not just black people, but any non-white people. So I think that the statue should be taken down, not moved, because it symbolizes something, and what it symbolizes, we don't want it moved somewhere else. We want the statue taken down, and we would rather have something here that bring everybody in the city together, because Philadelphia is like a melting pot of all different types of people, and like right now it's really being diversified. I feel like it's more people coming into the city from everywhere, so it should just be something here that symbolizes the growth of Philadelphia.
My father was a police officer under Mayor Rizzo's tenure, and I am very proud of that. I also feel that Mayor Rizzo really kept him safe because of the rules and his philosophies on how he handled crime in the city. Definitely stay up. Mayor Rizzo was a great mayor for a lot of people. A lot of people disagreed with his philosophies. However, this city was very successful, and we remain to be successful.
I mean, the statue doesn't bother me because this guy is dead and gone now, but what we need to be dealing with is the people that are alive and that can voice their opinion and actually make a change. Like, moving the statue is just changing something visually. You won't be able to see it, but it doesn't mean that the opinions of people or the way they're acting is going to be any different. So the statue doesn't bother me at all, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think that he's a representative of the current Philadelphia. I think he would be an obstacle to things getting better generation-wise. You know, if a man with his legacy was allowed to stand, in a position of prominence.
I think it should actually stay up. I've been thinking about this for the last few days, and I think that maybe he wasn't always fair or whatever, but it is a part of history, and we learn from that. So I think we have to maybe leave him there just to show us that things can change and things should be different. That's my thoughts about all the statues.